Welcome to the session about how to support your team with returning back to work. For many of us, the last couple of months have seen significant change and a need to quickly adapt to new ways of living and working. While these changes have no doubt caused some stress in one way or another, for many this has been an opportunity to slow down, spend time with family, learn new things, practice self-care, among many other things. So naturally, the return back to workplace will present a new set of challenges and adjustments for many employees. This video will give you some helpful tips on how to support your team with the transition back to the workplace. There are various things which you may want to consider when supporting your team with the returning back to work. The first thing you should consider is that all individuals react differently to this transition. Therefore, you may want to make sure that your employees are ready to return to work. You may acknowledge the fact that certain individuals might be nervous about returning to work in the current situation and may require adjustments. Moreover, you should be as clear as possible about safety rules. That means that you may explain the organization's health and safety rules before anyone returns to the workplace. Thereby, you may want to make sure that you support these changes as well. Try to clearly communicate what kind of risk assessment has been done and the measures that are in place to ensure employees' safety at work. This could be, for example, distance guides, protective clothing, or mitigation strategies. Also, make yourself available for your employees. Listen to their concerns and try to put any adjustments in place which they need. It's about offering support as much as possible while allowing open communications between your employees and you to allow them to build trust and confidence in coming back to work. This leads me to the aspect of providing an inclusive and supportive culture. Some team members may need adjustments to their work schedule as they may be shielding themselves, still have children at home, or have other needs. To practice an inclusive and open culture, you should encourage an open and supportive environment where team members can communicate their needs and discuss reasonable adjustments where required, as for example flexible working hours. Encourage proactive communication between team members, especially where adjustments to work tasks or schedules is concerned, to ensure transparency. Very importantly, regular one-to-ones should be used as an opportunity to check in with your team and talk about their well-being, work-related things and other topics. Thereby, you may use open-ended questions to establish how your employees are feeling and make sure you are actively listening. It can help to share your own concerns or reservations about the return to work, as this creates a space for mutual feedback and helps to build rapport. Some questions you may want to consider. How are you feeling about returning to work? What support do you need? How can I support you? How are you finding your current workload? What challenges are you dealing with at the moment? If some of your employees are furloughed, you may want to acknowledge that work plays a key role in maintaining and enhancing your employees' positive mental health. Certain individuals might be affected more by being furloughed and may need extra support. For instance, new employees, those who live on their own, or those with existing mental or physical health conditions. It is therefore important to be clear and transparent with your staff. Provide reassurance that the furlough scheme is not caused by mismanagement of the company or underperformance, but due to difficult circumstances that we are all facing. Ensure you talk to your staff as early as possible about the possibilities of returning to work and don't make any false promises. Have regular check-ins with your furloughed workers to provide updates and ask how they are coping. This will help to keep them in the loop and part of the team. It is also important to help employees stay connected with the company and their team. Thereby, an assigned buddy might be helpful to offer peer support and the missing human interaction. You may also want to consider a phased return to work. Many organizations are considering a phased approach to reintroduce staff to their jobs and the workplace. A phased return to work involves gradually building up to an employee's usual hours and job duties over an agreed period of time. There are some advantages you may want to consider. First, it will allow employees to build their strength, capacity, and tolerance to work in a stepped way. This is also helpful when work is very demanding or there's high workload in the office environment. Second, employees gradually returning to normal working life will positively contribute to their well-being. And third, it will guarantee a mutual agreement of individuals returning to work by tailoring it to an employee's needs and capabilities. This brings me to the end of this video. The takeaway points I would like to give you are that you may want to guarantee a continuous open and mutual communication, provide an inclusive and supportive environment, and may want to consider a phased return to work scheme for your employees. Thank you for listening.